So I've been making a concentrated effort to get out of town and do comedy because we can only tell the same jokes in front of the same people so many times. And I posted on Facebook, what open mic should I hit? What do you guys think? And some asshole comedian put, Japan? I was like, well, I guess if I have to bomb somewhere, at least they're used to it, right? So, I actually have a superhero alter ego. He's known as the Banisher. He doesn't have a whole lot of superpowers. Like, the biggest superpower he has is he can be woke from a dead sleep by a stupid phrase. And, he can make people leave wherever he's at simply by saying the words banished. Like the one night, I'm dead asleep, my roommate comes home and he brings this kid with him that we used to call junior high because the kid was completely blank. And they're out in the living room smoking weed, and I hear the kid start saying, if you had a time machine, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Here we go again. And my roommate right away, like, shut it down. It's like, I don't know. I know all you want to do is tell me what you would do with your time machine, so just fucking tell me. And the kid goes, I'd go back to, like, 1941. And I was like, okay, obvious answer. And he goes, to see if the Holocaust really happened. And I woke up from a fucking dead sleep and walked out and said, banished! And the kid just got up and fucking left. I'm kind of obsessed with the fact that Van Gogh cut his ear off and gave it to a prostitute. So much so that I've done some research, and I found out that Van Gogh was actually confronted by another famous artist, Gauguin, the night he cut his ear off. And I like to think it's because Gauguin's the best friend ever. Like, Van Gogh was sitting there like, okay, dude, I'm going to cut my dick off and send it to her. No, dude, don't do that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut my dick off and send it to her. Dude, come on. Why don't we just start with an ear? And that makes him the best friend ever. That went over better last week. So I joined a gym recently, and anybody who is a member at a gym knows that if you're over the age of, say, 65, you no longer have to wear a towel in the locker room. They just go around peacocking. And this guy comes up to me, and I'm sitting on the bench, and props up right next to me, like cock at face level, and starts talking to me. And I'm kind of scared that the cock's going to hit me in the face, but the guy just keeps rambling, and the only thing I can say about him is he's a real son of a gun because he was sporting a fucking bazooka. Some chuckle. When J.K. Rowling wrote the last Harry Potter book, a friend of mine was over at my house, and he looked at me and said, you know, J.K. Rowling's a real witch. I said, what the fuck did you say? He's like, yeah, real witches say J.K. Rowling's a real witch. And I said, banished! Leave! So the guy who invented the rape whistle kind of dropped the ball, right? Couldn't have come up with the rape knife? Doesn't that seem to make more sense? You could have built a whistle into the fucking handle. That joke went over way better than I thought it was going to. Women need to quit saying they're as freaky as men. They're not. And the best way to sum this up is men are panty sniffers. Women are not. And you can say this because you can go to Asian countries and there are fucking vending machines that sell used women's panties. There are no vending machines that sell used men's panties. That's because if a guy's walking through the bedroom and sees his girl's panties on the floor, there's like a 40% chance that he's thinking, I need to pick those up and sniff them. But on the other hand, there's not one woman who's ever seen her man's boxers laying on the floor and been like, That's flavor country. So I was watching a commercial at my uncle's house. It was a Geico commercial with the Geico Gecko driving a little bitty car. And for some reason, when I saw it, I was like, "Aww." And my uncle immediately went, "Well, that's what you get when you allow gay marriage. Geico's driving cars and earthworms flying planes." And I went, "Finished!" And he actually left his own fucking apartment. Kid, I work in a record store. Kid came in the other day. He said, "Yeah, do you have any math rock?" I was kind of taken back. I had never heard of math rock. I was like, "What the fuck is math rock?" And he explained it. And the last thing he said to me was, "You need to broaden your horizons, man." And I was like, "Oh, wait, math rock, yeah. It's the stuff that plays in the background of geography porn?" And he goes, "Geography porn?" I said, "You need to expand your horizons, man." I'll end with this one. I've been a heavy cigarette smoker my entire life. Like, I'm pretty sure I came out of the womb smoking a Marlboro. And I hate the commercials for anti-smoking, but the one that's really got me is they have this ad with Little Lungs. Anybody know about Little Lungs? No. Anyway, the gist of it is, before I get to the gist of it, they aren't actually people. They're just like lungs with lips on them that are doing all of these things. But Little Lungs smoked when he was a kid, and he didn't grow up to be big and strong like the other weird lung things with lips. Well, they all go snowboarding, and Little Lungs can't keep up, and he's trying to do tricks and stuff, and then bam, out of nowhere, he's fucking impaled on a goddamn moose. 25 years of smoking. I've never seen a fucking moose. Not once. My name's Chris Coffman. That's been my time. Thank you. Woo!
All right, keep it going for Chris Coffman. Taking us down to flavor country.